good morning, everyone. Merry not so stupid o'clock. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I am your host, Tiffany Daniels, and we're going back to that horrible world known as the JRC. That's right, documentary makers for BBC Two. As you can see, I am obviously not a robot. And also, if you take a look at my furniture here, I'm obviously not receiving money from Johnny Depp or George Soros. More's the pity. Because, Mama, she would like a new coffee maker. One of the really good ones with brew strength control. After all, I like my coffee as dark as my soul. Also, Mr. Minton over back near sitting on one of the coffee cable chairs. Him would like some gourmet treats. He's been a really good boy this year and he deserves it. Alright, now that I've had my fun, folks, before we get into it this morning, a few of the usual disclaimers, alright? First off, you are going to see the link to this next investigation of proven abuse by the DPPC right there in the description box, alongside the other pertinent links to the Stop the Shocks campaign, including Autistic Hoya's massive archive on the subject, where we get the bulk of material on this channel in regards to the JRC. You're also going to see the templates. Bleh. Folks, these are more important now than ever they have been, and never could you have had a more lazy way to support people with disabilities from being tortured and abused. You sign your name, you click on your senator, it takes less than 2 minutes, folks, and yes, if you want to dive into the ASAN website, there's national, local, and international templates. If you don't see yours, just click on it directly. It will take you straight to the website, all right? We're trying to end this concept of punishment for simply living while being disabled, that's adversive therapy, folks, no matter what fancy language they try to use to convince you otherwise. We also are trying to end improper restraint, which kills kids every single year. I know this for a fact because I received the damn reports. If you don't believe me, I'll be happy to provide you with the documents. Alright? And a link to the Disability Day of Mourning Memorial. Alright? We're also trying to end seclusion. Okay? We also have the ever-present Change.org Shut to Judge Rotenberg Center Dam petition, which, let's face it, is self-explanatory. So let's go ahead and jump into it this morning. We have a new incident to go over. Don't forget to get your calming tea because we all know here comes the stupid. Alright, so we have the usual in red warning. So, other than sharing it, I'm going to go ahead and read it just to make sure nobody gets in trouble when sharing these links. This document contains confidential information. Unless duly authorized, personally identifiable information is adequately redacted. Further distribution of the document or copy of the same by you or others could result in legal penalties. Okay, this is an incident that took place not that long ago from the last one we've gone over. Surprise, surprise, right? It happened July the 30th, 2016. And this is the allegation that was investigated. And they're using the ALV terminology again. ALV was seen on August the 1st with mild bruise noted under right eye. It was unexplained. Footage was later found of ALAB taking ALV into the bathroom at 7:30 at 6:17 a.m. ALAB is posturing towards ALV and then walked into the tub area and clearly punches towards ALV's face. ALV is then seen crying. 2 other incidents also assaulting students in this house that morning were found. 148133, which was reported last week, and another incident involving blank, which was called in to DCF today. Good God. The alleged victim, ALV, person with a disability as defined by MGI Chapter 19C and or 118 CMR. If not, please explain. So we've gone over this definition before, so I won't bore you by going over it again. If you have any questions about it, please DM me on Twitter. My handle is @Autistlady. Okay, so moving on. And they blank out the alleged victim's primary disability. Thank you for the sensitivity for once in your lives. Okay. Does the alleged abuser, ALAB, does meet the definition of a caretaker as defined by MGI Chapter 19C and or 118 CMR? If ALAB does meet the definition, provide at least one example of care provided. If ALAB does not meet the definition, list facts that support the determination. ALAB provided care and supervision to ALV. I'll say it again. If that is your all's definition of care, yeah, I fear for your state and anyone who lives in it. Category of abuse committed by alleged abuser, act. Injury sustained by alleged victim, blank. Physical injuries. First, bruising. Second, none. Emotional injuries. Diminished function. Second, none. Abuser per se, application of physical force in a manner that inflicts pain. Descriptions of act and or omission of alleged abuser that caused the injury sustained by the alleged victim. ALV was seen with unexplained bruising under his eye on, August 1st, 2016. When staff looked for a cause of this injury, footage found from the morning of July 30th showed ALAB striking ALV in the face multiple times after bringing ALV to a shower fully clothed and attempting to close the curtain. ALV exited the shower crying, with I4 noted to be unusual for him, both because he does not cry often and because his high tolerance for pain. While being interviewed for another case, blank, ALAB stated that he had not worked directly with ALV on July 30th, 2016, and that he had provided no assistance to any clients with self-care routines. Really? I love these people when they sit there and they watch video footage of what they've done, and they sit there, but no, that wasn't me. That was your lying eyes. Good God. When shown the aforementioned footage, ALAB said he was only attempting to cue ALV to take a shower and that he had been attempting to hand ALV the shower hose. With him fully clothed? Really? ALV's program description describes and other staff reported that ALV needs no such assistance. Oh, snap! Your own kind turned against you. Probably to save face, but, they don't do that very often. Also, there is no shower hose apparent in the footage. ALV remains fully clothed during the interaction, and he has no shower supplies or other clothing with him as he enters the bathroom. It is more likely than not that ALAB's action of striking ALV, application of physical force, caused ALV pain and bruising to his face, a reduction of his ability to function in the form of immediate tears, which are unusual for him. Only one another noted time in nearly a year, particularly given his noted high tolerance for pain. Facts pertinent to the allegations. I want to know how they knew he had a high tolerance for pain, because the answer that my brain comes up with is absolutely horrifying. This report involves allegations that ALV was hit by LAB, but these allegations only came to light after another incident had initially been reported. That incident involved R1. On the morning of August 1st, 2016, R1 arrived to school with unexplained bruising under his left eye. There had been additional reports from the prior weekend that R1 had a swollen and cut lip, also unexplained. This investigator observed a small bruise under R1's left eye on August the 3rd, 2016. R1 is not verbal and is unable to say what happened. I too began doing spot checks of the video footage of ALV's residence, which R1 shares with several others, including R2 and ALV, from the prior weekend, and found an incident between ALAB1 and R1 in the upstairs hallway of the residence from the morning of July the 30th, 2016. In this footage, ALB is seen striking out towards R1's chest and face area multiple times. I too noted that the exact point of contact was not clear due to the obstructed view, but the sound was. I too said that this was done over 10 times, at some point during which ALAB paused, appeared to look up for the presence of a camera, and then continued. I too noted that LAAB also appears to be prompting R1 with ALAB's foot at times when R1 is on the phone. R1 appears fearful in the footage, according to I2. A review of the footage confirms what I2 said. The allegations about LAAB's treatment of R1 were investigated in DPPC case 148-133. A joint interview of ALAB was scheduled with C1 and this investigator for August 9th, 2016. Prior to that interview taking place, 2 additional reports were filed, one with the Department of Children and Families, DCF, for blank, R2, and this report for ALV. R2 and ALV had arrived at school on August 1st, 2016, with unexplained bruising. Additional concerning video footage of ALAB's actions with regard to each of these students was located. According to I1 and I3, it took additional time to locate the incident with ALV, as it occurred in a bathroom and only a few staff have the ability to view such footage. There shouldn't be anyone allowed to, invade the student's privacy, but in this case, I'm kind of glad that they did. All incidents occurred on the morning of July the 30th, 2016, between approximately 6:15 and 6:45 a.m. The first of them involved ALAB taking R2 into a closet in his room. The closet door is partially closed and noises of a scuffle and crying are heard. R2 leaves and clearly runs past ALAB to get away from him. The incident with R1 occurs next, then the incident with ALV. I8 noted that he had concern on August 1st, 2016, after seeing an apparently recently unexplained bruise to ALV's face. I8 spoke with I12 about this, and ALV was seen by I15, who documented mild bruise under right eye from unknown origin. I8 described that although he knows ALV to sometimes have health dangerous behaviors, whatever, Karen, of hitting his head, I8 had never been known to target his eyes. I8 was unaware of anything occurring at the school building that could have caused the injury. I8 described similar past Monday bruising, but noted he had never reported abuse. A review of nursing notes since ALV's October the 13th, 2015 admission does not reveal such a Monday pattern. The only notable exception is a March lip injury, which occurred on a Sunday. ALV is primarily nonverbal and was unable to speak about what happened. I4 and I5 describe ALV as having made progress since his admission. They were aware of I8's concern about the residents, but had not seen this pattern, and actually felt that I8 might be exaggerating due to his fondness for ALV. Oh, for fuck's sake. So you're going to go and blame your own staff saying, but you can't have a heart and show compassion. These aren't real people. You know that, right? God, the hell is wrong with you? Someone is actually concerned for these kids' health. For fucking once somebody wants to protect the damn kids who work in that school. Really? They noted that ALV was a high tolerance for pain. I4 noted that he had seen ALV cry only one other time, when he was unable to have contact with blank. I3 actually found the footage of the incident involving ALV and ALAB, as he is one of the few staff allowed to view bathroom footage. It is in the downstairs bathroom, and there is no audio in the recording. ALAB brings ALV in fully clothed, with no shower supplies or additional clothing, at approximately 6:44 a.m. ALAB guides ALV into the room, pushes the door shut a bit, and after directing ALV into the shower, still clothed, ALAB hits ALV 3 times in the face with ALAB's left hand and then once with the right. ALV leaves the shower, and his face is contorted with apparent tears. ALV touches his face. ALAB pushes the door closed and guides ALV to the shower, pulling the curtain closed a bit, which serves no apparent purpose other than concealment, as ALV remained clothed and no water was on. ALAB hits out ALV 3 times in the face with his right hand, 1 time with his left hand. ALV touches his mouth and exits the shower crying. Both then leave the bathroom. The whole exchange takes less than 2 minutes. When interviewed by C1 and this investigator about the first known incident, the alleged assault of R1, ALAB denied working with ALV or R2 on the same day. Oh, for fuck's sake, in spite of camera footage. Wow. ALAB admitted that the footage with R1 looked bad, but denied hitting R1. When asked, the additional footage showed him interacting in a similar manner with ALV and R2, how that might look. ALV admitted that this would also look bad, and also said there could be no such footage. He was unaware that additional footage had already been found. ALAB also said he had done no assistance with any personal care routines that day. Sure. So this one's kind of interesting, folks. This is 2 incidents for 1. And it's the usual JRC staff logic. You gonna believe me or your lying eyes? When even the JRC, who delights in stripping us of our autonomy and personhood and any sense of privacy, and likes to torture us, is looking at you and saying, that is whacked? Yeah. Think about that. When you are actually considered so out of control that even the JRC refuses to defend you and instead does, damage control? Yeah. I'm just saying, because they don't do that very often. But as you can see, as this incident occurred not that long after the one we just read over, it shows that this is not just a one-off. These are not just rare individuals. These are incidents that are occurring all the time. It's not so much rare as it is par the course for this center. That why do we have staff feeling like they could get away with punching someone in the face, even when being caught on video? But look what else they get away with already. Shocking students for basically breathing, starving them, sleep depriving them, causing them to be shocked while in the shower with an electronic device. Yet the list goes on. So why would it be a surprise to any of us that this would embolden these staff members, making them feel untouchable, and so untouchable that they were willing to punch these people in the face and get away with it? Is it a surprise to anyone? Not me. So, If anyone wants to sit there and say, oh, it's for their own good, I dare you to read through these proven abuse accounts and say that to my face. I dare you to watch the Andre McCollum's video. Read about the incident of the two students that were shocked over 71 times. To read over the testimonies of the survivors. I dare you to read the corroborating independent investigative reports done by such places as the New York State Special Education Department, and then you come and tell me it's for their own good. And on that note, folks, I'm going to go ahead and close out this morning. We don't get very many views on this channel, especially on this subject. The few that we do get do tend to get removed from time to time. So, folks, please don't forget to hit that like button. Hit subscribe. Don't forget to hit the comments. Feed that algorithm, especially right now. I do appreciate your time this morning. And as always, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.